What's up everyone, my name is Zach. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I have a very special... Babe, you can't say that on YouTube.
Bleep it out.
Yeah, so in today's video, we are going to be telling you guys what we are hoping to read in May. Some of you may have been on my channel long enough to remember when Casey was around. We actually started this channel together almost 4 years ago. I think it was 2021.
Was it?
Or was it 2020?
I think it might have been 2020.
Was it 5 years? I don't know.
I don't know.
Some time ago, we started this channel together, but Casey has gotten like knee deep in school and stuff and hasn't had as much time to A, read for pleasure, and B, film videos. So we decided you have a little bit more time and a little bit more space, and so she's coming for our May TBR, which is exciting. Yay. Okay, so we each, oh my gosh, I just realized there's a total of like 23 books in this video. So
hell yeah.
We are going to give like brief synopsis about what the books are about if we know about them. Yeah, as always, thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. It helps me out a ton. A like on the video goes a long way. And then let us know in the comments what you're going to be reading in May. Yeah, always want to hear what people are reading. And yeah, okay, who's going to go first?
I don't care.
Oh, also, Casey wanted me to address that she's wearing sunglasses because my lighting system is really bright. I'm pretty used to it. You're also a bit more sensitive to light.
I have astigmatism.
Yeah, so she was worried
so
about...
now I'm just going to look like a D-bag.
Right, okay. And yeah, do you want to go first?
You have more books.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I do have more books by 2 or 3 books to talk about.
4.
4? What was 3?
I have 9, you have 13.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, so I'll start by doing 2 and then 1 and then 2. Anyways, doesn't matter. Okay, so the first book on my list is called Disappoint Me. You guys know I mostly only read new releases now because I review books and I review new release books mostly. So this book comes out on May 27th. It's called Disappoint Me. All I know about it is that it's a literary... That was quite a thud, Xander. It's a literary fiction book about a trans woman who's in a relationship, I believe, with a cis guy. And I think the book talks about the dynamics in that relationship, which is not represented very often. So I at least know it's about a trans woman in a relationship, but I believe it is with a cis guy. But stay tuned. I will review that book sometime in May, but I am really looking forward to it. And then the next one is Starving Saints. This comes out May 20th. This is like a medieval sapphic fantasy book with some horror. I don't really know. It's by, I can't remember the name of the author now, but she's written some other things. This is usually not a book that I would enjoy, but something about it made me request it on NetGalley, and I really like the cover. And I'm really pushing myself to read more out of my comfort zone, and it's been pretty successful in the last year. So this is another example of one of those books. Okay, your turn.
Cool. I bet nobody's ever heard of this book. My first one is a reread because I want to read the final in the series, the 5th one. Why are you laughing at me?
You're wearing sunglasses holding up the wave keys.
Yeah, no, I look like...
No.
Okay, anyways, The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It's just a reread for me. I want to remember what's going on in the series before I get to the 5th one. Do I need to give a synopsis of what this is about? I feel like...
It's just a high fantasy, right?
It's a high fantasy, yeah.
Yeah,
and there's
well,
like a king. And
I said
a way.
right because then I forget the difference between high fantasy and low fantasy.
No, it's like a totally different world.
Yeah, right.
And stuff.
Yeah.
So
most people have heard of The Way of Kings. The 5th one came out in December, and you haven't read it yet.
I have not, no.
And so she's rereading the series to prepare for...
it's been a while.
It's been a while, yeah. And those books are like 1 billion pages a book, so...
Okay.
Okay, so the next book on my list, this comes out on May 20th. This is called The Last Ferry Out. This is an island thriller about a group of people who, I think the last ferry goes out and then they're stuck on the island. I've been really excited for this book. However, I realized, and there should be no correlation between this, but this author is sisters with the author of the book that I just talked about being a big disappointment about, The Last Session. And so I'm curious to see if their writing style is similar in any way. Those of you who've been on my channel before know I absolutely love the island thriller trope. It's one of my favorites. And yeah, I'm just interested to see how their writing might compare. So we'll see. The next one is What Happens in Amsterdam. This is by one of my favorite romance authors. I have not read very much romance at all this year. But again, I've like really narrowed down what romance works for me. This is by Rachel Lynn Solomon, which I've loved all of the other books that I've read by her. I don't love the synopsis of this one. I can't quite remember exactly what it's about, but this girl like travels to Amsterdam and I think she gets reunited with someone from her past, and yeah, things go from there. Stay tuned. I'll definitely be reviewing that one, and I have high hopes because it's by Rachel Lynn Solomon, but also there was something about the synopsis that I didn't like as much. So we'll see what happens when I get to it. Okay, your turn.
Okay, I'll save that one for last. My next one is The Handyman Method by Nick Cutter and Andrew F. Sullivan. I'm actually not really sure what this is about. And since I have sunglasses on and there's like blazing lights in front of me, I can't really read the back very well.
It's about this house, I think, like a House of Horror story sort of thing. I've heard really mixed reviews about it.
He gets mixed, yeah.
Yeah, well, this one has particularly low ratings, even for his books.
As bad as The Deep.
I think worse.
Oh no.
Actually. I might be wrong though. I do know it did not get reviewed very well, but you often go against the grain in the stuff that you like, so you might have some hope for that.
Yeah, it
is like a House of Horror story, I think.
It's something about paranormal rabbit hole on the back. So yeah, we'll see.
We're doing a really great job of telling people what these books are about.
That's fine.
But if you follow up in any of my wrap-ups and in the May wrap-up, we will tell you, if you join me for the May wrap-up, we will tell you all more about what the books are about. So the next one is called When Devils Sing. This comes out May 27th. It's by Joe Abercrombie. It's not related to any of his other series. I think this is going to be a new series. I rudely got declined for this on NetGalley, so I purchased a copy. I pre-ordered a copy of it. It's about a group. Okay, listen, I was just thinking about this before I filmed the video. I was like, I really don't know a lot about this book, but the reason that I ended up pre-ordering it is because it's about a group of people, and they're like, it's like a ragtag group of people, which I think is Joe Abercrombie's thing. And there's a lot of religious commentary and something about them going to hell, I believe.
It's a fantasy?
Yeah, it's a fantasy. Okay. Yeah. And I just think it sounded like a good time. The synopsis seemed like a lot of religious commentary and then like found a family, and yeah, I could use a bit of that in my reading.
Are you getting these earlier?
Yeah, I have all of them early, except for the one I just mentioned so far. But there's 2 more that I got declined for on here, which is just rude, but whatever.
Sad. My next one is The Hunger by...
Wait, I'm sorry, babe. Hold on. I think I said When Devils Sing. Okay, the book I just talked about is actually called The Devils. When Devils Sing is a different book, so I will circle back to that. Sorry.
You failed it.
I did this last time in my spring TBR too. Okay,
I can't believe that. The next one I'm reading is The Hunger. Makatsu. I'll actually probably start this tonight or tomorrow. I've already read this too to reread, but I just watched Yellow stop laughing at me. It's not funny.
I can't. It's the sunglasses.
Migraines aren't funny. I've been watching The Yellow Jackets, and so I want something that's got snow and cannibals.
Okay, what is the book about?
The Donner Party.
Okay, what you've read the book, so...
I don't want to give away... Okay, it's about the Donner Party. The people that got lost on the Oregon Trail. Well, the Donner Pass.
So it's like a horror retelling of the Donner Party.
Yeah. It's a horror retelling of the Donner Party.
Okay. What
else do I need to say?
That's enough. I think I might like that book.
Yeah.
I read a lot more horror now.
Yeah, it's good.
Okay.
That's a reread.
Okay, so the next book on my list, I'm not sure if I will get to in May or not. I read half of it in April and then put it down for another project that I'm working on. I've actually already read this book once before, like almost 10 years ago, and that's Red Rising. Mm-hmm. Red Rising is a series that I want to read the whole series of, but I embarked on a whole different project and had to put it down in April, so I think I might be able to come back to it in May. Red Rising is a sci-fi series. It's dystopian. And it's about Mars being colonized, and in particular about like social hierarchy and how like people are treated like lower, obviously on the hierarchy, like much worse. And yeah, that's like the gist of what at least the first book is about, but I'm very interested to see how the series goes. In my reread, I'm still very impressed by Pierce Brown's writing. He's a very good writer. And it's also very similar to the Hunger Games in a lot of ways, at least the first book. So yeah, stay tuned. I hope to do a series review of that at some point. What?
Don't forget to talk about that one.
I will. I'm going to come back to it.
Okay. My next one is the second in... Stop laughing at me!
No, it's the...
Oh, because Dora ate
like,
it.
I can't read this now.
It's not aesthetically pleasing.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You didn't want it to be in the video because of that.
I didn't think you would want it to be in the video because of that.
I've changed, okay.
Okay. The next one I'm reading is the second in the Books of Babel series, Arm of the Sphinx by Josiah Bancroft. One of our...
Hold it up.
I was reading it. I had to read it closely too, because again, sunglasses. One of our dogs ate the corner of it. I'm pretty sure it was Dora. Maybe it was
Yes.
Dolly or Tina. I don't know.
Okay, why don't you tell them what it's about?
Well, it's the second in the Tower of Babel series. And that's like a dude who went to, I think it was Babel with his wife, and then they get separated. And then he's trying to find her, but he's going on like this journey, and he's going through all of these like different areas to try to find her. And it's really, really interesting. It's kind of like Dante's Inferno or The Pilgrim's Progress or something, where like you're kind of going through these different levels. And this is just an extension of that. So
Nice.
yeah. I don't want to say too much because I'm old
Yeah,
school
please don't.
person.
Okay, the book that I thought I was talking about... Whoa.
I think I did that.
You did just... No, you hit the button.
No, I didn't. My foot didn't even go over there.
Okay, well...
I can't. I'm not that tall.
It's on, so... There you go. Okay, When Devils Sing, a lot of these on this list were in my spring TBR too, but When Devils Sing is a YA fantasy horror book about a group of people in the South that are in various different minorities. There's a lot of religious commentary, and there's like a murder investigation. I'm really not doing a great job of describing these books, but yeah, I describe more. These videos are more of me telling you guys what I'm about to review. So a review of this will be coming in May. And this is one of my most anticipated YA books of the year because I also don't read a lot of YA anymore. Mm-hmm. But what drew me to this was a group of people. There was some relatability for me and the characters not being in the majority. And I believe there's like religious commentary, which is another theme in my reading. Yeah, so I'll tell you more when I read the book.
The fans also blow my hair, so it's pretty funny.
Like a Vogue commercial.
Yeah, well, I'm not that high class. It's like a Walmart commercial.
Christ.
Sorry. Anyways, my next choice is Getting in the Ninth. I've probably, in like even really old videos, I've talked about.
Yeah, I think you probably have, yeah.
Because it's been sitting there, and it's a dark fantasy, right? About like an assassin or something.
Babe, some things never change. You also would never hold the book up. You're like, in old videos, you're like, this is the book I'm going to read. You guys, can you see it?
You're fixing.
You're
fixing it for me. Thank you.
Do you want me to hold it for you?
No.
Okay. You're a strong, independent woman.
Yes, thank you. I am.
Girl.
Yep.
Babe, you have to tell them what the book
I
is.
said it's a dark fantasy, and I think that's something about an assassin.
Yes, it also is sapphic, and it's notorious for people not being able to understand the book, which has happened to me. It's happened to you.
I've never tried to read this.
Oh, you haven't?
No.
You just said that you tried to read it.
No, it's been on my other TBRs before, but I've never sat down and tried to read it. Don't put that on me.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's very confusing.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, it's like a sapphic sci-fi book. Okay.
Is it sci-fi or fantasy?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't actually know.
Okay. I thought it was fantasy.
I don't know.
We'll find out.
At Barnes & Noble, I think it's in the sci-fi section, or that might be where fantasy starts.
Not. It's in the fantasy section.
Yeah, so I guess it is fantasy. Okay.
Oh, well.
Kill Your Darlings. This comes out June 10th. This is by Peter Swanson. He writes a lot of like marriage gone bad and people killing their spouses stories. I've read 3 of his previous books, the series. I can't recall the name of it right now, but it's pretty popular. I really liked the first one, and I did not like the last 2 in the series. But this is a fresh new thing. But he always writes about like these people who have chance meetings and then they end up killing one of their spouses. I think in this one it might be the couple themselves that's killing someone. I'm not quite sure once again, but yeah. Stay tuned for the review. Okay, your turn, babe.
My next one is A Desolation Called Peace by Arkady Martin. This is the second. I don't know what this series is called.
It was on the back right there.
Where that's
the first one, Memory Called Empire,
which is I loved that book when I read it. It was brilliant. I don't I don't quite remember though.
Isn't it like a high technology?
Yeah, and then I can't remember like what the main character was like. She was from like a different planet and then got to go to like the main city that that's kind of like an imperialist.
Oh.
And thing, and the people were ranked in terms of like their hierarchies. I think by numbers, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
And then she like, I think somebody who's like her liaison. They sort of get close. I think it's a romance. I can't remember that part's a romance, but I can't remember. But there's like all this intrigue.
Are they
and, like,
trying to overthrow the government? Are they trying to fix a problem?
No. She's just there because she's sort of like almost like a
so there's
ambassador.
There's just political intrigue.
Yeah, but like stuff goes bad.
Right, of course it does. Yeah.
So.
Okay.
And this is the second one.
Book is about stuff goes bad. Great.
It's been a while since I'm not a literature major anymore.
The next book I have is called Cosmic Love at the Multiverse Hair Salon. This is a sapphic sci-fi novel. It comes out June 3rd. You'll notice a lot of these are coming out in June because I typically read a month or two in advance to do my videos ahead of time. And yeah, this is like a sapphic, I believe, time travel. The cover is really nice, and
yeah, you don't get to do that stuff to me.
But you've already read the book.
I'm censored. I haven't read that one.
Auntie, we're not actually fighting. It's okay.
And then she just gets mad when we have fun.
Yes, that's just true. One of our dogs does get mad when we laugh or joke at each other. She'll start to bark. Yeah. Okay. I'm not sure what else to say about that.
Well, you don't get to talk about how I say about stuff.
Okay, your turn.
Okay, mine is now the third one in the Indian Lake trilogy by Stephen Graham Jones, The Angel of Indian Lake.
You stole the first one back. I had it on my shelf.
Yeah, I did steal the first one back. He's one of my favorite authors, and I saw that you snuck that in here and then tried to pretend like you didn't know.
I asked you if I could put it on my shelf.
No,
yes.
You said that about the Grady Hendrix book.
My Heart is a Chainsaw is the first book in the series.
Yes.
Which is a slasher horror with a wonderful main character. Named Jade Daniels.
I'm not allowed to give a synopsis anymore, okay?
Well, you weren't. I was trying to help you.
Thank you. I'm listening.
People have said this one's not nearly as good as the first one.
You know what? A lot of people don't like his other books, and I like them, so I don't listen to people. I follow my own path.
In your Walmart commercial. Okay. The next book on here, this comes out June 10th. I also rudely got declined on NetGalley, but thankfully I'm a Pink Random House influencer, so I will get the audio of this, and that's With Vengeance by Riley Sager. I used to despise Riley Sager. I now love his books, and Casey likes to make fun of me for that because she really doesn't like him. His older works are pretty bad, and kind of... Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're pretty bad. But I think that he's really developed into a good author, and I really like his novels. This one, With Vengeance, is a train mystery, and mystery thriller. So I think it's supposed to be similar to The Murder on the Orient Express. So yeah, obviously I'm really looking forward to that. I also really like the cover of this one as well. Yeah. Okay, your turn.
Well, that's not finally, actually. I'm reading Grady Hendrix's How to Sell a Haunted House. I don't know what this book's about. It's How to Sell a Haunted House. Grady Hendrix is one of my favorite authors. Why are you laughing?
Because I'm just thinking, like, in summary, we don't know what any of these books are about, but we want to read them.
You want me to read? I can read the inside. When Louise finds out that her parents...
No, it's okay. It's okay. I know there's puppets in it.
This house does not want to be sold.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's a haunted house and a thrilling new novel that explores the way your past and your family can haunt you like nothing else.
If you guys saw my video in January, I really loved his newest book, Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I've been trying to get Casey to read it. She wants to read it, but apparently she has to read that one first.
Yeah, my best friend got me a signed copy of it.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Okay, the next one on my list is called Kill Creatures. I also got declined on NetGalley for this. But I'm a Random House influencer, so I'll get the audio of it. It is a YA horror novel about a group of girls, and one of them went missing a long time ago and shows up later very different. And clearly the girls have lied about what happened that night, and I'm just excited. And also, this is probably my favorite cover that's been on this list so far.
I don't know why I was like looking for it.
Yeah, I don't have any of these.
Okay. And finally, I'm reading Awful Archives, Conspiracy Theory, Rhetoric, and Acts of Evidence by Ginny Rice for a project that I have to do for one of my classes I'm taking.
What do you study?
In this class or in general?
And what's your PhD in?
Rhetoric and writing. And I'm writing a paper about the way that flat earthers perform discourse in public. Sort of.
Nice.
Kind of. In layman's terms, sort of.
I just realized that I have two left. One of them I have not heard back on NetGalley yet, but it also is a Pink and Random House book. That's why I put it on the list, because I will get it early, a month early. Okay. This is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This comes out June 3rd. This is one of my highly anticipated releases of this year. This is about, so Taylor Jenkins Reid writes a lot of historical fiction, and this is about like a group of women, I think, during like the space shuttle age of time. I also think don't you love that?
Space age shuttle time? Like,
yeah.
The space race?
Yeah. Space shuttle
like
age
the
of
people
time.
who are working at NASA to get us to the moon?
I think so.
Because you saying the space age makes me think it's like...
Space shuttle age, that's what I said.
Shuttle age. Okay. Just like Katy Perry, who just came down from space.
Now all I think about is on this thumbnail, I should put a space shuttle.
Go for it. You can use it to cover my face.
No, I think that's what this book's about, but I could be wrong. I do also think it has hints of being sapphic, and I don't know. I like Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, and
is she the one that wrote that?
Yes, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
All of my Taylor Jenkins Reid books over here, so right there.
Ooh.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, and then the last one on this list is called The Incandescent. This comes out May 13th. I do not have this book yet, but I hope to get it in May. This is a sapphic, dark academia, fantasy, magic school book, which we don't get enough of. So that was not sarcasm. We do not get enough like sapphic versions of that. So I'm very excited to read it. The magic system sounds really cool. I obviously cannot remember what that is in order to tell you, but I hope to read it and review it at the end of May. Okay, that was a very chaotic TBR.
You're the one that asked me back.
I did. Maybe you'll come back for another video.
Maybe.
Maybe your May wrap up.
Maybe. If I read these.
Yeah.
I read a lot of boring stuff. Well, what other people would consider boring.
For school, maybe.
I mean, I don't think it's boring, but I think it's interesting. But
yeah,
other people would think it's
during the summer, you do read more leisurely too.
Yeah, I do.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.